Chapter 5 Life Processes, Class 10 Science. Now, respiration in human beings is quite easy to understand. You can see here in the figure, first of all, the air is going to be taken through the two openings in our nose, which is called the nostrils. Now, in the nose, there are fine hairs which are going to filter out the air, and the passage is also lined with the mucus. Now, once the air goes through these nostrils, it is going to enter the trachea and then it is going to enter into the lungs. Now, the trachea is made up of tissue. Okay, so it's actually made up of kind of connective tissue. Now, it might happen that this trachea, since it is made up of tissue, when the air enters the trachea, it may collapse. And that is why the trachea is surrounded by the rings of cartilage, right? There is a cartilaginous tissue which is surrounding in the form of C shaped rings. The entire trachea is surrounded by this so that the throat, that is, our trachea, does not collapse. Very, very important. Then the trachea, as you can see in this figure, this is your trachea part, which is, you also call it as a windpipe. It gets divided into two branches, two main branches, which is known as the bronchi. The right and the left bronchi, they are going to enter the right and the left lung respectively. And inside the lungs, these bronchi are divided into very, very small branches, which are called bronchioles. So we have primary bronchioles, then there are secondary bronchioles, then there are tertiary bronchioles, and so on. And finally, these bronchioles are going to end into these kind of a balloon-like structures, which are known as the alveoli. Alveoli is very, very important. Exchange of gases is going to take place through this alveoli. So, alveoli are the main site where the exchange of gases is going to take place. So, this one balloon is even shown more zoomed in this figure. You can see that the entire air, that is, the oxygen filled air, is going to fill up this alveolar cavity. So, it is going to balloon up, and the alveoli wall is surrounded by the blood capillaries. Can you see here? There are a lot of blood capillaries here, right? And in these blood capillaries, there are a lot of RBCs, and the wall of this alveoli is so thin that the oxygen is going to get diffused into these blood capillaries quite easily. And then once this oxygen gets diffused into the blood capillaries, the RBCs, the hemoglobin, all of that is going to take in that oxygen and it is going to transfer it to the rest of the body parts. And in the same cycle, what is going to happen is the CO2, which is collected by the other blood capillaries, that CO2 is going to diffuse back into the alveoli, and the reverse path will be followed by the carbon dioxide, right? The entire reverse path is going to be followed. That is, the CO2 will travel through these bronchioles, it will go into the bronchi, and it will be taken out through your nostrils during the process of exhalation. It will happen during the process of exhalation. Now, when the organism is a very small sized organism, let's just consider a single celled organism like amoeba. Simply the diffusion will help with the exchange of O2 and CO2. But however, if the size of the organism is large, then the diffusion pressure is not enough to carry the oxygen to the different parts of the body. So, for us organisms like human beings, the respiratory pigments are found that have got a very high affinity towards the oxygen. And that respiratory pigment for us is the hemoglobin. It is present in RBCs, right? And it is going to carry it. It is going to help carry oxygen to the different parts of our body, right? So this was all about the respiration in human beings. We'll continue with another life process next time. Thank you.